Namaste, welcome to Ktv Telugu. We have Mr. Rahul Rajgor all the way from US. Let's talk with him and know more about VLSI. Hello sir, very good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Sir, can you please tell us what is the future of VLSI?
The future of VLSI, okay. Well, more of it. We will see more semiconductors in all phases of life. You can already see that in what people are talking about with autonomy, with cars, your refrigerators, everything like that. And it will be transformational. It will change societies. We will, old people will be able to get access to things they couldn't get access to before. And this is part of a huge trend that's been happening for the last 50 years. Yeah.
Sir, you said that you're working in artificial intelligence.
Correct.
In that field.
Yes.
So what do you think artificial intelligence is going to do? Because in every field, like medicine, you call it, you name it, everywhere artificial intelligence is coming in.
Yes.
So what do you think in another 5 years or 10 years, how is India or how is world going to move towards this artificial intelligence?
So think of artificial intelligence the way we describe it as just more capability for your electronics devices, and that more capability will make people more efficient, make them better. And you can see in medicine, you can see it with better ways to discover new drugs. You can see it in even kind of surveillance where people can see if your diagnosis is better, things like that. But autonomy is another big one. Certainly in the U.S. and other places, and also in India, not only are people thinking about cars being autonomous, but little robots for delivery, even robots that are sort of for aiding and walking and things like that. So this is all going to happen just in the same way we had computing that came along, and now you can do e-commerce, right?
Right.
So this is just the next interesting step, and just like if you think about the world, before we had the cell phone and all the things connected to it, and most of us can't even think about how different that world was. In the next few years, these other technologies will change our world in the same way.
So you have given the keynote in the meeting, am I correct?
Yes.
So what's your thought about that?
Well, my keynote was really to say this interesting new technology called AI is being developed, and it will affect, this is a VLSI conference, so it'll affect system design, it will affect semiconductor design, and it will affect this thing called electronic design automation. So we all have to get ready for that. That was my real talk piece about that. The other part of my talk is AI is like the next step after software. So remember, at some point, people invented software, and then everybody in the world, maybe they didn't even know what they were talking about, they would say, we need to digitize, and we have software, and things like that. Well, AI is kind of the next wave of that, and that's the way to think about it.
All right, so you're from US, and here you are in India.
Yeah.
So how do you feel the difference, how both of these countries are moving towards the technology and on the basis of economy also? Would you like to tell us more about that? How both differ?
How they're the same is both societies are absorbing the technology, certainly from a consumer point of view, in a similar way, I would say. And in some places, seems like India is slightly ahead, like in the financial services sector, and all of that. I think the big difference that I see is on the production side. The U.S. is just much more mature in the academic sector, the government sector, the existing companies, things like that. So native construction and delivery of technology, that infrastructure is already set up here. So I'm glad to see here some of the other people talking about how to build it here. And maybe it'll all be in Hyderabad, that's very possible.
True. Do you like Hyderabad, by the way?
I do, it's very nice.
What do you like most about Hyderabad?
Well, the weather was very nice when I came, right? But I was surprised. I've come to India. I've run large groups in India, and for example, in Gurgaon and Noida and Bangalore. And this is my first time in Hyderabad. Typically, what as an outsider observing India, what you find, let's say in Bangalore, in years past would be you would find a tech center where inside the tech center you could be anywhere in the world. If you couldn't tell the difference. But then you would walk outside the tech center with a road that was half broken apart, huge traffic backups to the next thing, right?
Okay.
When in Hyderabad, I was really the roads.
So when you're stuck in traffic, you have a lot of time to explore yourself.
That's right. Well, what I was going to say is that my positive thing that I saw in Hyderabad was the kind of the road infrastructure and other infrastructure seems to be much improved. I don't know if that's improved, but it certainly seems to be improved here,
All right.
which is, I think, very good.
Great.
All right.
So one final message for all the young entrepreneurs out there.
Okay.
Would you like to give a final message?
I think for the young entrepreneurs, what I would say is think about how you can help others in a meaningful way. And if you can do that, and you can help with that, however that is, it doesn't have to be technology, however that is, that's the pathway to success, for meaningful success. Okay.
All right. Pleasure talking to you, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Bye-bye.